Okay, today we're going to install the new OSP one-piece clutch guard for 2012, 13, and 14 Procross snowmobiles. So this is the front half. These holes reattach your stock fuse block. We have the rear section, which has the ECU mounts built in for the back, and then the center support, which basically goes in those three bolts right on. Okay, so to start, we just removed the seat, gas tank plastic, and we can remove the stock clutch guard. Pull the ECU out of the way. Pull this up. Remove your stock clutch guard. Now we'll remove our stock converter. And we'll pull the primary clutch also. Okay, with the primary clutch removed, we can now go ahead and remove these three bolts and this bolt with a T20 Torx. Okay, with the stock guard removed, you can see we have to remove one more bolt behind there for the stock guard. And now we're gonna get 8mm Allen wrench and the 13mm wrench. Remove this front chassis bottom bolt here. Okay, so with this bottom bolt removed here, we can now take the bolt, and this bolt will go into here. This will go down into here. Alright, now the next thing we're going to remove is this stock mount for the stock clutch guard. It's going to be one T20 bolt there, one down here, and 3 rivets, one there, one here, and one here. And we're going to drill these out with a 3/16 drill bit. Okay, so we're going to install the front and back surrounds next. And with the back piece removed, you can see we're going to have to drill the 2 rivet holes for the back and 1 bolt hole in the top here. So now that we have the guard sitting like this, we don't want to finish these rivets yet. We'll just put them in to hold it. And now we're going to want to put our converter on and figure out where exactly this has to be so we can get the belt on. So we'll basically just put your belt on the outside of your converter, and then we want to kind of just hold the guard up and see if we can make marks so that we're holding, but we're not rubbing on the back of the gas tank. We got good clearance all the way around, and we're tight against the chassis there, tight against the chassis here. And push this back, and we can mark it. Now once you have your marks, then we can go ahead and take our converter off and our belt. We're going to install this piece, bolt it down, and then match our marks back up, check everything, and go from there. Okay, so now with our guard in place where we want it, all clamped in, and this is the time to be extra crucial on making sure you have enough clearance all the way around. So you want to, take your belt, make sure you can get it on all the way around. So I got a clamp here holding back to get me down on my mark down here. I got a set of vice grips inside holding this up to here. So now we're sure that it's where we want to make sure that our bottom piece is in position, our bottom bolt is in down here, and that our top piece is going to be in position. Everything feels nice, everything is comfortable, we're not rubbing on nothing, we're not touching the gas tank back here, and the belt will go on. So if all that has happened, then you're ready to start drilling. We're going to start first and drill a 1/4 inch hole in this upright support and use the included bolt, and then we're going to figure out where these 2 holes are in the chassis and drill those 2 holes in the guard and rivet those on, and then we'll rivet these on, tighten this bolt, and we're pretty close to being done. Okay, so with our guard in position where we want it, right on our marks, tight against the tunnel, up there right on our mark. So now we're going to take a 1/4 inch drill, and we're going to go ahead and drill a hole right centered up in here, and we'll get that drilled and bolted in, and then we'll go to the next and drill our rivet hole down here. As you can see, we've marked the tunnel with a top line and a side line to aid to figure out where that hole exactly needs to be. Okay, so now we have our 2 rivet holes drilled in our back cover for those 2 holes there, and you can see we marked the tunnel to line the holes up. And now we have our top hole drilled also for there. So that's done. So now we can do is, while we have this front piece out, is we are going to use these 2 holes here and drill out the stock rivets out of our stock cover for the fuse block mount. So we'll go ahead and drill those out and rivet them back on. We give you 2 more rivets to rivet them back. So as you can see, now we have the stock fuse block mounted on, and this is the front wrap piece. So this will go up here, and we'll get the back wrap piece on and put bottom bolt in, these 4 bolts, this bolt, these 2 rivets, and we'll rivet these 2 down tightly now. Okay, now all we have left to do is put the ECU mount back on, and we are all done. We've got our front bolt down here tightened. We've got our 2 bolts in here tightened. And now notice, when this is all together, this top wrap comes around and goes underneath this bracket, and then this front wrap comes up over top of this bracket. We do this because then you have a smooth transition for your belt all the way around. And also on the bottom, see this top piece of the front wrap goes on top of the bottom piece, so you have a smooth all the way around your belt. We got our rivets back here into the tunnel, we got our bolt up here, and she is sturdy in there. So we'll mount our ECU back on and put our clutches on, and that's it.